All right. Hello, everybody. We are live today on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We're going to talk about the Master Data Marathon 2.0 that's coming up on March 24th to 25th. And who better to tell us all about the marathon that's coming up than Scott Taylor, the Data Whisperer, and he's going to be joined by with Pio Marolla shortly. But first, let me go ahead and bring up Scott Taylor. Hello.
Kate, how are you? Nice to see you.
Excellent, excellent. You've got glasses on. What's happening?
I'm nice and warm down in an undisclosed location in Florida here, Data Whisperer headquarters south. Brought my buddy with me who's here enjoying the sun, the chief dog officer.
And they allow the chief dog officer over the Florida border?
Yeah, we're just hanging out here. So we're down in a much warmer area, but always delighted to be with you, Kate. Thank you for having us today.
Awesome. Well, welcome back for the 48th time, Scott.
I think this is, yes. How many times you've interviewed me, I've interviewed you. It's a mutual amplification society that we both belong to. So always happy to chat on your side. Yeah.
Yeah. So Scott, for those who have not seen you before, they're just joined LinkedIn for the first time ever today. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Scott Taylor, Data Whisperer, help calm data down. That's what I do. I do a tremendous amount of content, events, everywhere from puppet shows, as you saw my CDO, the Chief Dog Officer, down to more serious white papers. But everything I do is focused on the strategic importance of proper data management, and the MDM, Master Data Marathon, is a core foundational element of proper data management, which is getting that master data well managed for the entire enterprise.
Master data, it's important, and I know people are already here recognizing your truth hat, because Scott is all about the truth.
I am all about the truth. I divide the space into determining the truth, which is data management, and deriving meaning, which is analytics and business intelligence. You got to have truth before meaning, hence the meaning of my truth hat. It's all about the truth in data, finding the truth, managing the truth. You can handle the truth for your organization. So get that data right.
Thanks, Scott. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and bring on our second guest, Pio Marolla. Hello. Welcome to the pre-show for your Master Data Marathon.
Hello there, Kate. Hello there, Scott. It's Pio Marolla here, CEO of ThinkLinkers, and we love helping data management professionals by sharing the most inspiring data management stories the world has to tell. Let me tell you to begin with how honored I am, Kate, to be here and to have a chance to speak to your amazing community of dedicated professionals and enthusiasts.
Thank you. Thank you. We're super excited to have you. That one thing I don't really talk about much is master data. So you guys definitely cover that entire area. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. First, maybe tell us a little bit more about ThinkLinkers. What is it that you do there?
Well, we focus, we're a knowledge sharing company, and we really focus on the topic of master data and bringing and giving the right importance to the foundation, right? Mm-hmm. So how master data is the foundation of digital transformation, and how it is an enabler for all the great things that organizations are striving for, particularly in periods like this one, where companies are trying to go more and more digital. So we've been in, we've been in the conference business running physical events. At some point in time, we needed to adapt. And obviously, we partnered with Scott to bring exciting content to all of the data management professionals, because after all, data doesn't get sick. Data doesn't need to wear a mask. It needs to be shared. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about how important it is.
Well, sometimes data needs to wear a mask, right? Data application, data masking. As soon as you said it, like data mask. I know very little about that space, but yes. Thanks for sharing that. So you went from physical conferences to now virtual events that last over 24 hours.
Precisely. And we thought about the 24 hours. Of course, one day when we're thinking about what to do next, we talked to Scott, and Scott said, I've got a crazy idea. And we said, well, we love crazy, particularly because it's a crazy time. And that's the rest, the rest is legend. So we started to talk about creating an event that lasts 24 hours and that is truly global. Wherever you are, whenever you decide to, unplug and join the Master Data Marathon, you're going to find an amazing, presenter and an amazing story live shared with you. And you're going to be able to, interact with the speakers and with all the data heroes you follow and love.
Awesome, thank you. And I'm looking forward to learning more about that Master Data Marathon. But before we get into it, I just want to let the audience know that you are very generous and giving away 3 free passes to the Master Data Marathon. And all people have to do is comment with either feedback on the session or questions for Scott and Pio about the Master Data Marathon, or any questions that you might have in general. I know especially Scott loves questions about his puppets, about truth, about his white suit and uniform that he wears. And he always gets geared up. I see people are joining in. We've got Nadia here saying hello. Jamie, good afternoon. Data Truth, Natalia's here.
That's right.
Awesome. Oh, and David Langer says puppets. Yes. Ooh,
Yes,
puppets.
David always likes the puppets. There we go.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. Master Data Marathon. You gave a little bit of a background about how all of this got started, but tell us more first about that first experience of actually running an event for over 24 hours. I personally can't even, I don't know, I can't even imagine the logistics and all of the planning that had to go into this, because my first conference was 4 hours long and that was already insane. So 24 hours straight, it seems like a lot. And I don't know of any other event that lasted even more than a couple of hours. So I'd love to hear the behind the scenes planning, logistics, and maybe some issues that you guys ran into.
Well, Scott, you're really the best to answer this one since you were
there. Other than Le Mans, right? There's not a lot of 24-hour events out there. So we thought, as Pio said, let's go crazy a little bit. Let's focus on it. Master Data keeps people up all night sometimes. So we thought we would lean into the positive aspects of that. Part of it was getting enough speakers. We had more than enough content last time. The biggest challenge on my mind was, can we actually stay up the whole time? It's impossible to practice. I hadn't done an all-nighter since college. I thought I'd watch some old Jerry Lewis telethon tapes for training, but you don't really know you can do it until you actually do it. So the excitement of just kind of keeping it going kept us up. We had a little bit of a break, like in the deep, darkest hours of the night, where we replayed a session or two, but back on again. And I think we went 25 hours and 7 minutes, but who's counting? But it was really fun. It was really fun. So now we know we can do it. So immediately after we were finished, we were like, let's do it again.
So Scott, did you sleep at all or no?
No, I did. I rested a little bit, but I did not fall asleep. I slept the next day. I gave myself jet lag without even leaving my house. So the next day I was a wreck, but I stayed up, and a lot of sessions were recorded. That was good. I watched them beforehand, so I had my immediately response. Was sometimes I just had written notes and then recalled what I thought about. So that helped, because it's hard to pay attention for 24 hours straight. I'll tell you that much. On kind of the host side, but we had a lot of great speakers. We got a lot of them coming back. We got a lot of new ones. So we're excited because we have tons and tons of content about master data.
Yeah. So you said 25 hours and 7 minutes. Was that it?
That's where we went. Yeah, we kept going. We just kept going.
Because a marathon, I like to run. A marathon is 26.2 miles. Could you not have gone a little bit longer?
26.2 hours? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes, that's what I'm suggesting. Because it'll make it an official marathon. I'm just saying.
I gotcha. That's a good tip. No, we hadn't thought of that. We thought 24 hours was enough, but I guess not.
Well, David's here saying just drink lots of coffee and you'll be data-cated, like caffeinated.
Data-cated. It's only so far you can go on the coffee. So it does have a physical effect. You've got to... Enthusiasm helps as well and doesn't get you quite as jittery. But
yeah.
Gotta have the coffee, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I'm having my second coffee after the live session. Susan's here. She's sick, but she's still joining.
Susan, feel better. We love you.
And of course, you got George's support here. Master Data Never
Master
Sleeps.
data never sleeps. It's the most important data any organization has. That's what I like to reinforce. That's what I like to remind people of. It's the most important data. The only response I've ever gotten to that was negative. People go, well, no, it isn't. Then I say, well, so what's more important? Well, our sales data, yeah, that's important. But if you look at sales data, it's transactions, and transactions are an intersection of a customer record and a product record.
Yeah.
You don't have those right, then your sales numbers aren't right. So it is truly the absolute bedrock foundation of every organization.
Yeah, and that actually brings me to my next question. So it's all on master data, right? Or what are the topics that you cover? Because master data can cover a lot of different areas.
Did we want to? I can share some stuff if you like. So there we go. Oh, we got. I just happen to have a few slides on that.
Oh wow!
Thanks, Kate. Thanks for the intro. Really, just happened to have this open. 24 hours, 50 speakers, hundreds of participants, and infinite value. You can't measure it. It's just infinite. It just keeps going. What do we have? A host of experts that we've got there. Susan Walsh, who hopefully will feel better by the time the marathon comes. George Farrakhan, Nicola Askham, who's a great data governance coach out of the UK. Tremendous stuff. Yarrick, who has, he's a doer. He gets it done. So what we've got is not just sort of the thought leaders like me who love to just pontificate about it. We've got the people who are in the trenches who have led organizations to go from scattered, disparate, siloed data to a well-functioning, expertly governed, beautifully stewarded set of foundational content. And that's the journey I think every enterprise wants to take. Some of the topics, data storytelling, are from the data management side. My particular niche, becoming a master of data, data quality, know your customer, decision-making, offensive and defensive MDM. That'll be interesting. Who's doing that one, PO? Do you know?
Can't we go at this exact moment? But yeah, I even watched it, to be honest. But
Sorry to throw that at you out of the blue there.
Natalia's listening, so maybe she can comment covering that one. Offensive versus defensive strategies.
I think we've got, I don't know if it's on here, we've got like a blockchain and its relationship to master data. Don't we have that? I think Janif is going to be talking about that from Hugo Boss. So all different areas of the topic, which we think can't get covered enough. And we're proud of the fact that we're just exclusively focused on MDM and showing how it relates to everything else. But it's a topic, you know, I love. Our great partners as well. We want to thank all of them. And we have a promo going on here. I'll finish up with the slides. 20% off the Pro Pass. There's 2 passes, 2 ways to attend. You can either go the standard pass, which means you do have to commit to staying up all night if you do want to watch it all. Or you can get the Pro Pass, which we've got a deal 20% off, where you can leave a little bit and know that you can come back to this content, which has been recorded and archived for you to watch at your leisure when you're not staying up all night. So your choice, but we think the Pro Pass is the way to go.
Awesome, thanks for that. So I had a question. You showed the list of topics. Is it about an hour per topic? I think I counted 24.
Did you count 24? You're so quick.
I counted 12 and then multiplied by 2. I still know a little bit of that.
We have some duplicates, but there will be, I think they're about half-hour sessions. Pio, take over, because you know me, I just talk unstopped unless somebody takes over. So take over.
Absolutely. It's 20 minutes. There will be 20 minutes presentation plus 10 minutes Q&A. Okay. So that, and then there are, of course, panel discussions that are live and they last 45 minutes. And plus, of course, there are all the breaks there where people can interact and they can, speak to each other and ask more questions to the speakers.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, I was going to ask if there was a way that participants can talk to each other, because I think that's something people are missing from not being able to go to live, in-person events.
Yeah. That's, we really believe that it's fundamental to debate over a topic and to ask questions, to raise provocative questions and thoughts in order to get something out of the content that is presented. And it is, just as you said, it is challenging to keep that going when you don't have all the people in the same room. But we said we need a platform that enables that, and we found it. We have roundtables, we have a social lounge, we have speed dating. Otherwise, it's just a passive. There will be just passive presentations, and you know how it is. In 24 hours, it's pretty easy to get bored unless people get to ask questions and make the content more relevant to them for themselves.
Yeah, I think without that engagement piece, there's almost no reason to attend, right? Because you can watch things on demand. You don't have to even stay up for 24 hours. But because of that engagement, you kind of get to go on this journey together with others and share thoughts and ideas. So that's really cool.
Stay up all night with us. That's what we want you to do. There were people who did watch the entire thing last year. So we're encouraging that with participants now. Trying to figure out some fun ways. Maybe we'll have a leaderboard. Maybe we'll just be seeing who's up all night, but stay up all night with us. That's the challenge.
You get a truth hat or something? If they stay up all night, can they get a truth hat?
Can they? We'll figure out something. We'll give them a medal, digital medal.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But then Natalia said it's Michael Hines is the person that covered that offensive defensive. So she's there for you, man. She's got answers.
And it's offensive, right? It's not offensive. Some people find MDM offensive and they get defensive about it. So, but no, it's more like a team offense, defense. So just want to make sure
that's
people
why I understood it.
The right tone.
Yes. Pio, question for you here from George. What is your favorite part of the conference?
George's session. Oh, who said that? Okay.
Well, last time I remember when the conference was over, I thought I would, crash and sleep for 50 hours or so. But then in reality, you remember, Scott, we ended up speaking for over 1 hour after the event, speaking about all the great moments that we had. Funny interactions during the social lounge, or great presentations, great questions. That there was so much to enjoy about this event, and of course the whole campaign that we ran prior to it was also enjoyable. We did some videos. We tried to bring some excitement and fun to data, because data deserves to be represented in a positive light and in a good way. And of course, again, having you, Scott, and your energy infusing this marathon for 24 hours is really incredible.
That was a blast. Afterwards, we were done. We all thought we were just going to pass out, and we spent, like you said, an hour with the folks in the production side and all the rest of it. We all came on camera. It was really fun. It was like this after party buzz we had afterwards. But it's hopefully to bring that. And I think we had that actually during it too. So I got a little, you get a little wacky. Hour, 12, 13, things start to get a little looser and casual. And we're planning all kinds of stuff there. And there were a lot of spontaneous things. So I have a moment while somebody's talking to go run off and come up with some kind of crazy bit or fun thing to do when we come back on camera. So more of that to come for sure.
Yeah, I remember I took part in the first Master Data Marathon. We spoke about data visualization, and I remember, you were still so engaged and full of energy. I really don't know how. I think after 4 or 5 hours, I'd be done. I don't know. It's something I might test in the future. Of course, I'll have to make it like an ultra marathon just to go next one.
I know. Okay, there's no.
Just to keep things interesting. But yeah, I remember you had quite a few outfit changes. Is that part of the plan this time around?
I can't do it without it. I've got a whole closet of jackets, which is a different story. And plan on plenty of costume changes all from the waist up. So we'll see what else we can pull out of the prop closet and have some fun with some of that. So I'm hoping to set up different areas of my apartment, change it up a little bit. We'll see how it goes. We still have a few weeks left before we get going. So get your tickets out there. If you don't have your ticket yet, make sure you secure your Pro Pass to the Master Data Marathon MDM 2.0.
Yeah, and where can people actually go to get the tickets and their Pro Pass and all of that?
Well, they can visit our website, www.thinklinkers.com. And in the event section, there's a Master Data Marathon 2.0, and they can sign up there, choose the ticket they prefer. And of course, again, as Scott said, Pro Pass is really the way to go. And with that offer, that MDM 20, it's really an offer you cannot refuse.
Okay, and the coupon is just MDM 20, right? MDM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Don't try MDM 80. It doesn't work.
MDM 100?
Yeah, doesn't work. MDM 100 doesn't. MDM 20.
That's
so no funny stuff.
So Mirna says last year Scott was amazing. I managed to sleep from 2:30 to 4 a.m. and gave myself jet lag just listening and watching. But Scott is another category. I agree, Scott.
Appreciate the support there. Hopefully we'll see you this year as well.
Now, there's a very famous person, but due to their fame, they had to come in as LinkedIn user. I'm kidding. I have no idea who this is. Somebody here is ready for MDM 2.0 challenge. Can't wait. And people are liking the idea. I think this is around the truth hat. David wants the truth hat.
All right, I have to set up a merch shop, so stay tuned for that. In the
People want the truth hat.
as I usually am by Kate, I know I've got to get into the merch part of the business.
Yes, Natalia, can't wait to see new outfits. Oh, Pio, I didn't know you go through outfit changes as well. Is that
No, I don't have that many. It's mainly suits, but it's a good idea to finally dust them a little bit and have an opportunity to use them.
I have my Pio jacket, which I don't have on now, but Pio has a very distinctive jacket, and I ended up getting one that's similar. So I'll wait for you to come on with that, and I'll put on my Pio jacket. It's not here now, but ready. Ravid is ready for ThinkLinkers. All right.
Ravid is ready. And so is Ina. Ina's here. She's ready with her ticket.
Nice to see you. Good.
And I agree with Jeremy here. It sounds like a crazy idea. It really does. I mean, it's interesting how you came up with a conference that lasts 24 plus hours. And I'm just curious to know, are you planning to do anything else different this time around, or is the structure also, kind of panels, Q&A? Can we expect something different this time?
Mm-hmm. So there will be more social lounge break. We'll give more chances to people to talk to each other and interact, because we understood it from the last time that people really loved that. The first time we concentrated on the content. We made sure that we had so many hours of content. And then when we ran the marathon, we realized that people wanted more breaks, and they were saying like, oh, it's already starting. We want to talk more to each other. So we will have more breaks, and we will have, of course, the content will still be central and valuable.
Okay, awesome.
We are so over-rotated on the idea of, we need to fill every minute. And realized we didn't, we could have a little more breathing area. So a little more casual discussion, a little more spontaneous interaction. And as Pio suggests, people were wanting to connect with each other, which is the whole element of events that is so hard to replicate in a digital environment. So we want to absolutely reinforce and lean into people's desires to connect and talk with each other in these little digital rooms we've got in the platform that we're using.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think that's probably what I used to look forward to the most when I would attend a conference. There were definitely, you take that agenda sheet and you mark off the sessions you really want to learn the content, and the rest of it, it's probably 20% of the content you actually really want to watch. The rest was actually talking about that content with like-minded people, and
Yeah.
networking. So it's great that you're enabling that.
One thing I learned from last time was I shouldn't do panels when I have 24 hours to host. So thankfully, Pio and Natalia are letting me off the hook there. But I remember like the fourth panel, and there's like four, and I'm just, no, my probing questions are things like, okay, tell me more. So I won't be doing the panels. I won't be hosting the panels, but we will have somebody who's well.
Somebody else is going to host them?
Yeah, I was hosting the panels. I was just like, I can't do it. So I reached my own personal limit there. But
I can imagine.
It's a good opportunity to spread the exposure. We need other people ask these, kind of probing questions. So we'll make sure.
Yeah, question here from Ravit to Scott. How many coffees did you drink during?
We don't know. Maybe we'll count this time. Maybe we'll have a coffee tote board. I know I lead at least 3 per day, get me going. But coffee, Red Bull, tea. We'll have all your favorite caffeinated drinks and energy-focused drinks there. Stay hydrated. I'll have better food this time. I did not anticipate the tissue needs that are clear for all of us. So I'll have a little better meal planning.
Meal planning. I'm saying a virtual bar would be
behind the scenes look. We're showing you a peek behind the curtain of what it takes to keep going for 24 hours. It's in a row, by the way. So people have asked, yes, 24 hours in a row. That's the real differentiator.
Yeah. That's really what makes it so difficult. Doing anything for 24 hours straight, I would imagine is difficult. I'm just thinking back to my college days of trying to study all night and then,
Yeah. You're writing that last, paragraph that's all muddled. But the serious intention of that was to provide some live content around the same topic in the same event to everybody globally, give them that opportunity. Yeah. So many of these events are sort of focused on the continent of origin where they're being produced. We wanted to literally open it up to the entire globe. So if you're waking up on the other side of the earth, we'll be there. I'll be there. Pio will be there. We'll be there talking about master data.
Well, Pio, did you sleep during the first one at all or no?
No. I tried, but I couldn't. It was like, I remember hearing from my laptop was always open. At some point in time, I leaned on my chair, but I couldn't. But it was great. As I said, I thought I would crash, but in the end, we had a blast. So it was incredible. And with virtual event and with the general situation being unable to do physical conferences, we really understood that we needed to embrace the great things that virtual conferences enable us to do. So we didn't want to do the same thing we were doing before, just putting people on a camera and letting them speak. So we thought of the 24 hours as a differentiator to make sure that the whole world can be connected, wherever you're from, and that in the end, our slogan, one world, one people, one data, simplifies this idea of connecting the data management community.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I keep thinking about how much logistics and thought goes on into planning this event. So question, I guess more for Pio, when you were planning this, what were some of the things that you were afraid would happen? Like, what were your fears?
Well, you know how it is. I try not to think about it, but I would say, that there is a big difference when you're running things using a platform, because there's always this fear that suddenly something happens, a storm breaks, and you have no electricity or no internet connection. And I think, Scott, you were pretty close to that.
That's what happened in September last year. There was like a violent rainstorm in my neighborhood and the lights flickered a couple of times. And I went, this is, I can't get around this. So we're texting each other, quickly. I'm like, I hope I don't go down, but there's a chance. And so luckily it held, but there were a few exciting moments that I don't want to repeat where we thought literally, okay, I'm going to be, I'm not going to have power. I don't know what I do. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's very scary. I actually, to avoid, that was one of my fears for my conference as well, because it does happen, and usually at a time where you really, really don't need it to happen. So I ended up getting a personal hotspot on my phone that I can use just in case something happened. So
Nice idea. Might have to do that for backup.
it's pretty cheap too. It's like $10 a month or something even lower than that. It's definitely worth it for calming yourself down.
I only need it pro rata for a day, so I'm sure I'll get a
Oh yeah, you can do that.
decent price on that.
Yeah. Ian is here saying this is a beautiful mission, and one of her favorite parts of being part of this data world is making friends all over the world. She appreciates you for giving up your sleep for all of us to connect.
Ina, thank you, and thank you for your support in LinkedIn. We see you all the time. Love to see your little, your face pop up on the engagement level there. So I'm glad you'll be joining us too. So that'll be great.
Yes.
Thank you, Ina. And you're really right. I got to speak to people that I didn't know before. We connected with you as well, Kate, and I met incredible influencers. And so, there are positive things in this, in running things virtually and being connected over LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, LinkedIn is where I live when I'm not home. This is where I mentally live. Actually, so.
Me too.
I know you do. I know you do. You're always there. I love it.
It's worth the investment, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I actually I wanted to wrap up with a question that I've been thinking about. So, optimistically speaking, let's say things go back to somewhat normal and we're able to have in-person events again. Would you guys run a master data marathon for 24 hours in person?
With
The
cots.
answer changes what happens behind the scenes.
We would have cots instead of chairs. That would be nice, kind of like a first class area in a airplane where you can pull a little curtain. I don't know if we could. I don't know.
See,
Yeah,
it's a lot more difficult. So the virtual world does give us some more opportunities for things like this.
It is, because 100 people in a room for 24 hours starts to feel like a hostage situation there, probably a little bit. So little tension, people leave in and out. So I don't know. We'll have to think about that. That would be an interesting thing.
Yeah, just picturing it is already it's not good. It's not pretty.
Yeah. No, that's way too tough. It's I think that there are things that are possible and are better in the virtual world, such as this. But yeah, physical conference for 24 hours. I can't imagine that happen. But who knows? We're quite crazy. So.
Well, I think even more fun, what you could do is just keep chasing time zones, right? So send Scott around the world to do different talks for 24 hours. Look, Scott's packing already. He's good to go.
Okay, I'm game. How do we do this? I'm ready to go.
An idea. Anyways.
Yes, we'll get an airstream just broadcast out from across the world on a barge as we move. Over the Atlantic. Who knows? We gotta get through this one first. How about that?
Yes, absolutely.
We don't want to get overconfident this time. Last time we were so buzzed about just the idea of finishing and actually being able to complete it. We don't want to get too complacent this time, and all of a sudden, we cut back on camera, and I'm.
You'll be good, Scott. You'll be as excited as last time, if not more, because I know you've got more things planned and you have so many great speakers. As we wrap up, I see Natalia's posted a link here, and I guess this is the best link to go to, right, for people to go ahead and sign up if they haven't done so already.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Natalia.
Awesome. And Scott and Pio, where can people go to continue the conversation or kind of stay in touch with all the great work that you're doing?
Well, there is our, of course, follow our LinkedIn page, ThinkLinkers. We have plenty of interviews there with experts. We've got several interviews with Bill Schmarzo.
Bill Schmarzo's coming. He's coming this time. It's been a big day. We're excited, Mr. Excitement. Go ahead with him. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and many other speakers as well will kind of give you a sneak peek about what they're gonna talk about. So visit our page on LinkedIn, visit our website, visit our YouTube channel, talk to Natalia, who's there everywhere in the comments. Speak to us. We're pretty easy to reach, and we're really looking forward to share with you what makes the Master Data Marathon exciting.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pio. And Scott, where do people find you?
They find me usually talking to you, right? As you mentioned, our 42nd interview between the two of us, one way or the other. Find me on LinkedIn, Scott
Yes.
Taylor, Data Whisperer. Find me on YouTube. Those are the two best places. And always out there trying to reinforce the strategic value of proper data management, truth before meaning.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Scott, your YouTube is just Scott Taylor, or is it Data Whisperer? What's your YouTube channel?
Scott Taylor, Data Whisperer.
How did I not know this? Okay, anyways, thank you both so much for joining. And a reminder again, for those who did not sign up, go to thinklinkers.com, click on events, Master Data Marathon 2.0, and sign up. All right, awesome. Thanks again for joining us. All right, I'll see you online.